Hi, it's Ricky from Moshville Times here once again. I'm delighted to welcome UK thrash metal of the highest order with the band Elyrean. I'm joined by multi-instrumentalists Asa and Dan. So good to see you guys. How are you guys doing during the lockdown? Are you still working and everything?
Yeah, I've not stopped.
Yeah. You're lucky.
I'm in the water industry, so just carried on.
Yeah, lucky enough to be regarded as a key worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't work. I've been fine. I don't work. Like, the COVID around here has been pretty much dead. I mean, way before the virus, but with virus, I think it's like 10 times worse. But my partner, she works for the NHS, so she does all the working for us. As you can imagine, it's very busy.
Yes, I can. So, well, it's good to see you guys anyway. So, with the lockdown pretty much happening here in Scotland, we're generally like a few weeks behind you guys. So, how do you guys communicate your ideas to each other? Like, if you've got riffs for a song or whatever, how are you communicating?
Guitar tabs.
Right.
Yeah, mostly using guitar tabs. Well, my tabbing software stopped working, but normally we'd like send like tabs or video ideas and be like, "Oh, this is a riff we got."
We can do voice. We can play guitar into the voice app and send it.
Yeah, Daryl does that. He comes up with a riff and he just like mouths it out because he can't play guitar. So we're all there just like, yeah, I think we know what you're going for.
Always... we got to meet up a few times too.
Yeah.
The past month or so.
Have you been lucky enough to meet in the studio or rehearsal space, or has it been just in the garden or something?
Daryl's house and like a rehearsal space.
Yeah, both
as well.
really.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been pretty alright for us, I think.
Yeah, so was that like the first time you had met since pretty much March? Were you actually trying to remember who's in the band?
Yeah, we had a long break, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty long. I mean, I couldn't forget who Will is because I would rip into him about how he can't downpick. So that was fine. And I've known Daryl for like 7-8 years, so it's just Dan. I forgot what Dan looked like for a while.
Yeah, I forgot. Me too, yeah.
That's great, thanks. So we're going to talk about your first EP for a wee bit. So obviously you released your EP Blacken the Sun in December last year. So how did it feel to get the songs out there for everybody to hear?
It's pretty good. I mean, it was quite a long time in the making. So
yeah,
me and Dad have been working on it about 5-6 years. Dan and Will have been in the band for at least 2.5, 3 by this point, maybe. So
yeah,
you know, it was just kind of a relief to get it all out there, I guess, for us.
Yeah, we only helped a little bit, really.
yeah. Me and Daryl wrote most of it. Like, we couldn't keep a guitarist, so I brought a guitar off a friend, and then I started just kind of doing what a bassist does and goes, all right, what are all the things that guitarists do? And I was like, just palm mute everything, and that's all that thrash is. So I was like, there we go, I can write this.
So you were saying like you had pretty much most of it written, but did the newer members come with fresh ideas as well and changed it all a wee bit?
Yeah. Obviously, like all the guitar solos are Dan and Will. Like, I can't do guitar solos. And then the last 2 songs specifically, they weren't fully formed or anything, so they had quite a bit more input in that. So
yeah,
definitely more.
Just little bits and pieces, really.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah,
but I mean, it helped.
So what were you doing, Dan, before you joined Elyrean?
Well, I was in another band in Leicester or Loughborough, because I went to university in Loughborough and I was in a band there. And then I got my first job and I had to move to Cannock. And I was looking for a new band, and these guys popped up, and we just I found them on was it Find My Band or something, and I turned up to Daryl's house. It was like Join My Band.
Yeah.
And I just turned up to Daryl's house and we like jammed Crystal Mountain, and that was it, really.
Yeah, I mean, we had another guitarist.
And they let me in the band.
Yeah, I mean, we had another guitarist, and he had to teach him how to play Crystal Mountain. Dan did, so we was like, well, Dan knows what he's doing. And then that guitarist left, and then I think we got Will after that one. I think maybe.
There was a few other guys.
Oh yeah, there was Connor. I remember now. Yeah, and he turned up like half the practices and then never turned up again.
slow beginnings.
Yeah.
So had you been searching for another guitarist for months, or was he quite lucky the way it came in?
It was a lot of auditions, like Dan said. There was a lot of people coming in and out. We had people before Dan for rhythm who didn't stick, and then we had a few members whilst Dan was in too, but then obviously they didn't work out. And then Will came along. His dad showed him this ad on Join My Band, and like our top influence was Sylosis. Will's favorite band is Sylosis. He was like, I've been looking for this for ages. Just by pure chance, kind of worked out. So yeah, got fortunate, I think.
There you go. Excellent. So with the lockdown then, have you been using the time constructively and written more songs since the release of the EP then?
Yes.
That's a very short answer, but the answer is just yeah.
We got a couple. Yeah, we got a couple songs that are like mostly done, and some songs that need a little more work, I think.
Yeah, some stuff needs like restructuring, rewriting, but most of the stuff is down at the basics to it. So we got most of a full album done, which will be quite long.
Well, I was going to say your EP was let's say 5 songs, and it was like almost 40 minutes long. So I shudder to think like what a full length album is going to be. We're talking an hour and a half here or something. My Dying Bride or something.
Like an hour plus, I'd say. Yeah, like an hour and 10 maybe. Which I listen to albums that long anyway, so for me that's nothing. BP wasn't meant to be 40 minutes.
Yeah,
that wasn't intentional. We came up with the idea of it being an EP before we even wrote anything, because a concept was wrote before then.
Yeah,
it just turned out to be a really long EP, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's an album," and we're like, "Wait until you see how long the album actually is." And then
I look forward to it. So, because you haven't really seen each other in the last 6 months, then have you been writing songs quicker than you would normally? Do you think because you've got more time in your hands, or do you think because you can't see each other that it's going to be a bit slower because you're not getting each other's opinions as quick? Or
I think maybe a bit quicker.
Hard to say.
Yeah,
we're quite slow anyway, I think, doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't obviously because the EP took so long. We were like quite excited to start writing new stuff anyway, because we spent so long on the EP stuff. We was just wanting to get it out there. We were kind of just almost fed up with it, I guess, because obviously the amount of time. So we were just like, get that out of there and let's just start working on something new. So I think we had a couple of months break after the end of last year when it was released, and we came back and we were writing pretty quickly anyway. So with a lockdown, I don't know if it sped anything up, but yeah, we were definitely just on a path of just writing loads of stuff. So
are the newer songs like completely new, or were there anything left over from the EP sessions that you brought in?
No, they're all pretty new, I think.
Yeah, they're all brand new from what I think. I like Dan and Will have been, doing their own thing. They have different ways of writing compared to how I write or how Darryl writes. So there's definitely like songs on the new release will sound quite different to one another, because one's a Dan song and Dan is he likes to put just random extra meters in his songs and make it like really randomly proggy for no reason other than to make all of us want to cry in a corner.
I just like to annoy people.
Will's got his own, just what Will's song sounds like. It's like it's a pretty standard thrash song. That's quite cool. And then I write and I write all the really fast, difficult stuff that makes Will want to cry and has lots of down picking in it. So. And then Daryl just shouts harmonise to everything, every riff ever. He's just like, if we harmonise that, that'll be sick. Okay.
That's excellent. Thanks very much, guys. So talking about the newer material then, so for those that are new to the band, how would you say it compares to the early material? And do you think you've maybe found the sound that you've been looking for with the latest songs?
I think it's getting there. This is us more or less feeling each other out, like songwriting wise, which is why there's such a divide on the different sounding material, because obviously everyone's kind of writing their own thing.
Yeah,
but
it's probably way less coherent.
Yeah, it's less coherent, but I guess that kind of works for us. But we all have different versatile tastes, and so it's just kind of us figuring out what everyone's best at, and then you can kind of go from there. Obviously, with future releases, but It's faster, a
Good.
lot more technical, a lot more thrashy as well. But there's like we're kind of like bringing out the more epic moments up to another level too when they come along. There's more melody and a lot more aggressive, at least lyrically it is. So yeah.
One of the things I like about your songs is the vocals itself. It's not like typical thrash vocals where it's like you can get some clean singing. There's a wee bit of death metal, can I say, in your vocals?
Yeah.
Growliness in it.
Yeah, no, you'd be 100% right. I can't sing. I've been practicing how to sing. I can't sing very well. And we're big fans of Sylosis, Death, Revocation. They all use like really harsh vocals, and that was a sound we wanted. And they do like kind of pitchy vocals, where there's like more range to the screams than like, I don't know, say a normal death metal band where it's just pure low growls. We were like, a bit of emotional range in there too.
Yeah.
So I kind of just learned how to scream, and then Daryl was like, yeah, I guess we'll stick with this. So that's kind of just more death metal influence, and kind of just, we didn't want to be the stereotypical thrash band. There's a lot of bands in the UK that do that.
Yeah.
And they probably do it better than we can, and we like being weird and just all over the place anyway. So it kind of just benefits us to stand out more in that sense, I guess.
Is that Dan's influence, the weird stuff?
Probably all of us. We all kind of like weird sounds. Yeah, like Will's like massive into like deathcore and metalcore as well, so he brings in kind of like that more aggressive side. I'm more like a tech death fan and a straight up thrash fan.
Yeah.
And I also quite like jazz stuff as well. So there's definitely some of that. And then Dan just weird chords everywhere. And
I also like stoner doom.
Yeah. Always trying to bring in the doom riffs. And Daryl, obviously being a drummer, he likes quite groovy stuff that has like a feel to it. He enjoys playing that kind of stuff, and he likes those riffs. So he brings like the more heavier riffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's quite a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah, there certainly is. So you also released a video for the song Where Shadows Dwell a couple of years ago to coincide with the single release. So were the plans to do a video for any of the songs off the EP, or has COVID scuppered that? Or
we thought about it, but obviously the song we would have chosen would have been Blacken the Sun. It's just like a straight thrash song. So it's like the way we approach releasing singles for like EPs and albums is always you put like the most straightforward song first.
yeah,
Because you want to keep all the surprises for the album. If we went out there and showed people Unhallowed straight away, and I was like, oh, there's orchestral stuff, you'd probably expect that for the whole album,
yeah,
which isn't throughout the whole thing. It's like, this is just straight up thrash. But the video, we did have ideas for. Me and Daryl talked about it, but we wanted some like visual effects, and it would have cost a lot of money to kind of get what we wanted down. So we were just like, yeah, I guess not. And then we could have had a lyric video done, but lyric videos are kind of a cop out to an actual video half the time. So like they're kind of like a follow up single thing more than anything. But we are maybe going to do another video in the future if COVID doesn't screw everyone over for like the next 3 years or something.
Next November. So you clearly don't like writing 3-minute songs. What with the majority of the songs being 7 and 8 minutes long on the EP. So we therefore have a debut EP that lasts for like 40 minutes. So I'm worried to think how long your first full length is going to be. Are you always going to keep them that length, do you think? Or it must take a hell of a lot to bring into like a 7 or 8 minute song rather than a chorus, verse, 3.5 minutes done.
It's not really done on purpose, really.
Yeah,
it just kind of happens, I think.
Yeah, it's accidental.
Yeah.
But we always try and think about like how to get to like the next part or where the song should go, and everything we write just feels natural to us. It's the song's progression. We don't want to take anything out. We don't want anything to overstay its welcome either. Like we think the songs on the EP are strong, solid songs because the way they are. Like the first 2 actual songs are quite long and have like repeated verse, chorus for the first half. That's quite lengthy, but it's where the main bulk of the story takes place. So it's more like exposition dump. If you was to look at it from a theatrical standpoint, it was just like dump all the exposition here, then you get to like the really crazy stuff in the second half. It's basically how I viewed it. But it was always just kind of natural. Like we even with the new stuff, like some of the stuff is still quite lengthy, but it was never like, oh, it's got to be 8+ minutes long. It's just, if it's that long, it's that long, and well, we're not going to change it. And if people get annoyed with that, well, they need a better attention span. Maybe you should go listen to Spy Skills or something.
I've tried doing shorter songs, and I can't do it.
Same.
I was about to say, Dan, is this you bringing your stoner doom element into the band, like writing 8-minute songs and stuff? You know.
Partly, I also listen to a lot of I don't know, proggy stuff too, that kind of doesn't have more those traditional structures. They just kind of go with the flow, sort of thing.
Yeah. So that's a key word there. Like, if you've got like an 8-minute song, have you ever thought of like cutting it in half in 4 minutes, or do you think it needs that 8-minute flow?
Yeah, I think it needs it. It needs to flow. Like you don't want it
all
to be
fits
like,
together.
Yeah, because I feel like if you chop it in half, people will be like, well, that was quite short and felt quite like it just abruptly goes places, whereas we're like more, it's a natural progression of like, you know, whatever the hell the song is about or whatever. So it all kind of just ties together. I think we don't want to force anything. It's just, this is what we like. So
basically that's it. Yeah, we just like it.
I only write music for myself. I actually don't really care much of what people think about it. Like, truth be told, I mean, I'm glad people enjoy it, but I've never really sat there and been like, oh, I've got to please the masses.
Yeah. No, fair comment. So, with it probably being a wee while before you're back in the studio again, I was wondering about your recording experiences. Like, was there anything that you'd done differently between recording the singles to that of the debut EP that you maybe take going forward to the next release?
Well,
it's very DIY.
Yeah. The first single, like the drums are recorded in Daryl's old house, just on like a tiny room.
Yeah.
But I had a video of him trying to get to his drum kit, and he had to like basically just like hurl himself over his kit just to try and get behind it. And then the drums for the EP were recorded in a function room in a pub during the World Cup. People would come in to watch the World Cup, and they could see straight through the doors pretty much and see what was going on.
Yeah.
And obviously they just want a peaceful meal, and all they can hear is Daryl blast beating. So it was pretty entertaining. Yeah. But I think Daryl's building his own studio in his back garden in his new house. So that's where we're going to record like this stuff going forward. So we're basically just waiting for that to happen, because we do have another song that we released before the album, which isn't part of the album, which we've had lying around for like a year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
So that'll get done, and then we can focus on like recording the album. But
so will he be able to like produce it and mix it as well, or will you have to?
We don't know about that. We might do. We might get someone to come in and do it for us, because it's kind of a long.
He did the EP. He did all that.
Yeah, but it was kind of like he didn't have a lot of time to do it. He was kind of moaning about it, so maybe we'll hire someone else. Save Daryl a ball ache of having to deal with all that nonsense.
Yeah, he likes a moan. He loves a moan.
He does. Bless him. I love the guy, but yeah.
No, I think the EP sounds really good.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. So, like, things also seem to be fairly settled in the band members front with Elyrean. So, when constructing new material, then with the band members having their own personal tastes, as we've already discovered. So, how would you say you keep it all together? Like, for example, when negotiating what stays in and what goes out of a song.
Some people will moan and throw a paddy to keep some stuff in, which obviously you get quite attached to what you write.
Yeah.
And then if that is the case, we all kind of come in and bring our own ideas on what we dislike and don't like, and we'll try and rewrite stuff. But on the flip side, stuff could be like, well, there's nothing we want to change here. So it's more just about kind of meeting halfway with stuff that like we might want to change, and then you got to be obviously quite friendly about it. You don't want to be a dick and be like, nah, get it out. But also you got to kind of be a bit firm-footed and be like, well, you can't just, have it your own way all the time.
Yeah.
I've gone through that process many times when recording the EP and writing that stuff. I had a lot of ideas that I was like, oh, I really like this, and Daryl would be like, nah, shit, get it out. So, I kind of get used to it.
I think 90% of the stuff we kind of agree on, and then we just spend ages on the on little bits.
Yeah,
we get stuck on.
Yeah, working out the kinks basically.
We're all aiming for the same thing, I think, mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just compromise, trying to get along with each other. Try not to hurt anyone's feelings too badly. You know.
So Dan, being like one of the newer members of the band, then you don't have to pin Asa against the wall and punch him in the face before they accept the riff or anything.
Most of the stuff gets through, I think, and if if they don't like something, I've got plenty more lying around. It's no big deal.
I think the person who's
often, well, a lot of times I'll have an idea that I think everyone's going to love, and it turns out that no one likes it, and then the stuff that I'm not that into, everyone's thinks great.
Dan has this weird thing of saying he doesn't like bands and then writes stuff that sounds exactly like those bands that he doesn't like. And we love those bands, so we're always like, that's the sickest thing ever. And he's like, I really like this part. And we're like, don't care too much about that part. But I mean, there's no one out here like in charge.
Yeah.
Like it's a 4-way split. We all have to like what's going forward. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
You don't want to make anyone unhappy or feel like. I guess where we approach it is if we're not thinking it's all killer, then we don't want to release it, because obviously if we think something's a bit weaker, then someone listens to the album and then they have one song that they kind of thought was just weak, then it's, well, what was the point of putting that in? So
I mean, that's exactly it. I mean, I take it once you've completed the song and you listen to it, if you hadn't heard it before, if you went in a shop or something like that and you heard it, you would say to yourself, would I buy that? And if you would buy it, then you know it's good enough. Yeah,
that's kind of how I view it. It's music that I like listening to and I like making. So
yeah,
it's like, we have mentioned it before, VP. It was like if we wasn't in the band and we heard that, we'd be like, oh, that's killer. That's sick. So we do try and
not a biased opinion there, eh?
Hey, we're trying not to toot our own horn too much, yeah. But you have to love what you do, otherwise what's the point?
We like what we do,
yeah.
It'd be pretty bad if we came on and was like, no, we absolutely hate what we do. We're just trying to get famous, writing tech thrash of all things.
We're doing a really good job of that.
Yeah.
So is it always at Daryl's house then that you record on, you rehearse, yeah? Are you quite local together, or is it a distance an hour and a half for you, Asa, to get to the space, or?
Daryl picks me up because I live 20 minutes from him, so I'm not far. Dan, where do you live?
I'm in Solihull.
Yeah, and Will is
not too far.
Yeah, he's by Dan, and I think he's moving down to Wolverhampton, and Daryl lives right by Wolverhampton too, so it's not really too bad for everyone. There's only like a 45 minute drive maybe at max.
So under normal circumstances then, how often would you meet, like a couple of times a week, or?
Maybe at least once a week or something.
Yeah, normally it would be.
It depends what's coming up, really.
Yeah.
During the week we'd have like an actual practice in the practice room.
Yeah.
And then on the weekend, that's when we'd like meet up at Daryl's to go write stuff. So maybe like a couple of times a week on like a usual basis, but obviously with COVID, it's been a bit more just whenever we can, really.
Yeah. So that's what I'm moving on to next. So of course there's not going to be any live shows in the near future then. So did you have plans for the summer, and did you get a proper run of shows to fully promote the EP on its release?
We had a few booked, and there was definitely going to be more that obviously would have been booked, but we did have quite a few shows booked up, but very pretty much got thrown out of water. There's some shows I was really looking forward to, but
yeah,
we've been playing the EP for ages before it came out, though.
Yeah, we done our promotional tour before the EP ever came out, so we were just promoting a promotion by this point.
We got a lot of mileage out of those songs, I think.
I think the lockdown has definitely helped us not play those songs to death, and now we don't want to have to try into a corner every time we finish.
It's forced us to come up with some new stuff.
So when we get back out there, there will be new material.
Yeah. So Bloodstock last year must have been a blast. That must have been one of the highlights of your musical career so far.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely up there. Both playing it and the whole experience was quite fun. Dan
Yeah,
stealing.
I felt awful.
Yeah,
Felt terrible.
yeah. I spent most of the time in a VIP bar, just getting drunk with my well, my partner.
Disgusting behaviour. Disgusting.
Yeah, hey, look, I was there for a good time. All right, but
We should have. It would have been much better if we played the Friday rather than the Sunday. I was suffering by Sunday.
I was fine because I was sensible on the Saturday night,
Yeah.
unlike you. So
I think you had the 1 o'clock or 1:30 or something like that on the Sunday
yeah,
night.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we clashed with Solitary, maybe.
Yeah. So
No.
it's kind of an awkward time. You don't know whether everybody's dead and like hungover from the last 2 days, or they're just going to give it one last gung ho and watch all the bands.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with our turnout.
Yeah, we had quite a full tent. I mean, we spent the whole weekend promoting it.
Yeah.
Like, we had like a flag made. We had DIY shirts, which was literally just spray painted stencils with our band name and stage time. And Motley Brew were handing out like cups with our logo and stage time on there too. So whenever someone had a cup of tea or coffee or something, they could just see our logo and be like, "Well, okay." And then we just throw CDs at everyone. Like, do you like thrash? Here's a CD. So yeah, got a good turnout.
That's great. So I also see that you're coming up to Scotland in April, which is good. Well, that is if we let you in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As well as you've got Badgerfest in October, so you're looking forward to playing these gigs. At least they're confirmed for next year so far.
Yeah. I think those two shows are specific highlights to me. We've been offered to go up to Edinburgh a few times, just never quite aligned right. So when Ewan from Shredinburgh was like, we got this slot available, do you want to do it? I was like, yeah, that's sick. And everyone else was pretty much on board straight away. And Badgerfest, very excited for, great lineup. John seems like a very sound person, very passionate about what he does, so
yeah,
very excited about that one too.
Yeah, I think there's like 30 odd bands in the bill, so I was just wondering if there was any other bands in the bill that you're looking to keep an eye on yourself, or are you just going to be up at the bar again, Asa?
I mean, I did go watch bands at Bloodstock. I mean, just when there wasn't bands on that I didn't care for, I was getting smashed. Also, get smashed during the bands that I did care for. So, just throwing it out there. I didn't just spend the whole time sitting at the bar doing nothing until my set. But no, we always watch bands. We always watch bands that we play with. Generally, we don't really leave early unless it's like someone's got to work for next day and it's like an early shift or something. We try and stay as late as possible, speak to everyone, So
how did you get on Badgerfest yourselves? How did you manage to get on the bill?
Did he come see us at a show? Or
yeah.
Did he see us in Bolton?
Yeah, he saw us at the Alma Inn in Bolton, which is a
that's that
place. Like, I'm amazed that you could fit like 10 people in there. To be honest, it's touchy.
That's gone now, I think.
Yeah, we're closed down, unfortunately.
Rest in peace.
I know. It's actually quite sad. But no.
That was a good show.
Yeah. John came before we got on stage. He was like, I saw that you guys want to play Badgerfest, so I made to check you out. And then he came off stage and he was like, so do you want to play Badgerfest? And we was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, quite fun.
Yeah, he caught us on a good day.
Yeah.
So you didn't take much convincing to join the bill then? Good.
Nah, quite easy.
I've been trying to get to it myself for the last couple of years, and this year I actually bought a ticket to go down. COVID. So I haven't met John yet. I've interviewed him a couple of months ago, and it was a pleasure to interview, a really sound guy. So I'm looking forward to see him next October, fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully, it'll go ahead. There's a lot of good bands on the bill, so quite excited for it myself.
Certainly are. So Dan, what's next for Elyrean then? What's the plans? Do you have any?
Yeah, we're just plugging away on the album, I think. Not sure we got anything really in for the rest of the year. Might have a little something early next year. I think it's a secret at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds very vague. That does.
such a tease! You're such a tease.
I think being vague is probably the best tactic.
Yeah.
So have you looked at like the next album? Do you know if it's going to be 6 songs? Is it going to be 8 songs or 10 or?
I think we got 10, haven't we?
No.
10, 11-ish between there, I think. Yeah. Just however long we feel it needs to be.
I hope you're going to include a couple of like minute long like acoustic riff or something like that, and the rest of the songs are like 8-9 minutes long.
Some songs will have like acoustic parts, but definitely more just like full songs, no intros or interludes. It's not a concept album this time. It's just really more personal to me. So just here's a bunch of songs. Hope you enjoy them. If you don't, well.
So with you being the vocalist, Asa, like, do you do all the lyrics? Or are you welcoming other band members to contribute to the lyrics?
Me and Darryl write the lyrics together. He's very good at writing vocal patterns. So yeah, I normally just like, if I'm struggling with something, he'll be like, you can have this vocal pattern. And then I'll write the actual lyrics myself. Like I'll come up with the wording and stuff. Because I'm very good at like words, I guess. I was quite strong at English. It was my strongest subject in school. Sucked at everything else. So yeah, but I am open to other ideas and stuff. I always have like concepts of what I want to do, and if people's ideas can align with where I think I'm going with it, just bring it in and see how it can work. So
yeah,
I'm not there like, no, you can't have that in.
He seems quite a tyrant, Dan. He seems quite autocratic. You know what I mean? No,
yeah, he can be. Yeah. With all the lyrics and stuff, I just let him get on with that. I'm not really bothered about the lyrics.
Yeah, I think it's Will. That's a bit more. Yeah,
you can't understand them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we include the lyrics in the purchases if people want them, but I honestly don't care if you don't know what I'm saying, because half the time I think I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So we've just got over like 6 minutes left then, so I think that's long enough for you to tell us about the instruments that you used for maybe the EP, maybe like the new track. So Dan, we'll start off with you then. Are you using the same guitar for the EP as the new songs, or are you changed, or?
No, I can't afford a new guitar at the moment. So I've still got my, it's a Gary Holt signature Schecter Flying V.
Excellent.
And well, for the all the recording stuff we go through Bias Effects, and then live I got a Wharfdale TCT 100. They're like they're made by the guys who did he used to work for Marshall, and he kind of struck out on its own, and it's a pretty cool amp. Then I got like a boost and a tune and whatever.
Yeah. So if you had
pretty basic, really.
So if you had your dream guitar, then what would it be?
Or
if you were to get another guitar to play the album, then what?
To be honest, I've really struggled to find a guitar I love as much as the one I've got now.
Yeah.
I want to find a new guitar, but nothing really. I don't know. I just love it too much.
So yeah, a 6 or a 7 string guy.
We're all 6.
Yeah.
That extra string is a bit strange.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No.
We're only playing D, so.
Yeah, we play in D. That's. I think that's low enough, to be honest. You can still hear the notes.
Yeah.
So when you play live, Dan, like when you're like on a tour, like a 5-6 date tour or whatever, how many guitars do you take with you?
Well, I always bring a backup. That's my backup's it's a Brent Hines signature V. But I've never had to use it though.
Yeah, you haven't had a guitar string.
Because Gary's he's never let me down. But I think I just know the one day I don't bring it will be the day I need it. So I always bring it.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks very much, Dan. So, Asa, what about yourself? What bass do you use?
Oh, I use some cheap 5-string that I got off my mate. I used to have like a hunk of wood. Is the only way to describe it. It was a literal tree that I used to play, and my mate had this other one, and he was like, "Oh, can have this if you want. I was like, yeah, cheers, mate. So I'll just have that. It's an East Coast something. I can never find my model name. I've tried, can't find it.
Yeah.
I do want to downgrade to a 4-string because I don't use that 5th string really. It kind of gets in the way when I'm playing because then I can't dig into the strings as much. Can't go as minted as I'd like to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might just hit the top string and then you'll just get the world's most disgusting fart sound. So I do want to get a 4-string. I've looked at a few. I'm thinking about getting an Ibanez, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just use a cheap 5-string. It does the job. It still sounds decent, so I can't really complain about it. And I got it for free, so
can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Well, guys, thank you very much for the interview. If anybody wants to look out the band, then where will we find you on social media?
Just search for Elyrean on Facebook. If you want to know how to spell it, don't ask us because we don't care. But no, just search for us on Facebook. Instagram, it's Elyrean_thrash, I believe. I don't know what my Twitter is. Will's in control of the Twitter.
No,
I don't care about Twitter.
We got Bandcamp too, I think.
Yeah, Bandcamp is, well, just search Elyrean. I think our name's pretty much the only band out there with that name. So we're pretty easy to find all over the place. Same as Spotify, just look for us.
Oh yeah, we're on Spotify too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're on loads of streaming services, but Spotify is
we're on YouTube. I think we're on YouTube as well.
Yeah. We got a making of the EP on there as well, which is well worth checking out. It's quite entertaining. you get me doing a really good cover of Judas Priest Painkiller. I highly recommend that.
You get an insight into our budget.
Or lack thereof.
Well, once again, guys, thank you very much for your time, and be sure to send us the new album when it's ready. We'll certainly review it and we'll promote it from our end, and we'll certainly have the interview. I hope this won't be the last time that we'll have a chat with you. So it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, and you, mate.
Cool, man.
Right, cool. Right. Thank you very much. Catch you later.
Thank you, mate.